All right, let's do these problems right here. 35 and 36. What makes the denominator equal to 0? Because whatever makes the denominator equal to 0, we have to exclude that. All right, now I'm going to do a bonus on this. I'm also going to find our domain because that's very common with problems like this. You have to find the excluded values and find your domain. So this denominator cannot equal 0. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this denominator and we're going to set it equal to 0 to find out what makes it 0. So we can say x cannot equal that. So in order to solve this, I've got to factor this. I'm going to take out a 2x from both these dudes. You always look for greatest common factor first. When I set 2x equal to 0, I get 0. So I get x equals 0. That's one of the numbers it cannot equal. What's that? Oops, I forgot. I messed up. I put a 2 right here. When I take x out of that, it goes away. All right. Okay, that's weird. I don't know what's happening here. All right. So we get, what is that, x plus 8. Okay, and then I take my other, I look at my other factor and I say, hey, negative 8 will make that one 0. So I put a negative 8 right there. So 0 and negative 8 would make my denominator equal 0, which means x cannot equal 0 and negative 8. And those are my excluded values. So for domain, you're going to think all real numbers except for these numbers. Actually, it's always all real numbers except for those numbers. And so we do the negative 8 first. So we're going to go from negative infinity to negative 8. And then we're going to go from 0 to negative 8. No, sorry, wrong way. Has to be negative 8 first. Negative 8 to 0. And then we go from 0 to infinity. Oh, what just happened? Think of a number line. Okay, if we are at negative 8 right here, and we can't plug in negative 8, and 0 right here, and we can't plug in 0, you have to write an interval, an interval for this first part. All of these numbers work, and this is negative infinity right here. That's what the arrow means. All these numbers work. That's what this guy means. And then all these numbers work. That's what this guy means. That's bonus.